I was trying to find a meme to use as a thumbnail for this walk, and I found a meme of a turkey on a wrecking ball that says, "I came in like a butterball," and oh my god, I am a butterball after yesterday's banquet. I want to wish everyone who's celebrating Christmas or some sort of festive event today have a beautiful day or evening. Happy Boxing Day to those of us who are in the future. Um, and yeah, I don't know if anyone will be around, but I'm going for a walk and I just thought I'd go live in the off chance someone wants some company. Um, kind of blue today. Obviously, I'm gutted. Um, that beautiful being there is no longer with us, but I couldn't really fall apart yesterday. I had my whole family down here for a huge lunch. Oh, hello, Chat's suddenly arrived. Still Christmas for you, Ruth. What are you up to? Hi, Trixie Tension. Happy holidays. Hi, Scout. Oh, Biscuit was the star of the show yesterday. She was spoilt rotten. My God, she got some cool stuff. Spoilt rotten and just super cute, and everyone just loves her. My sister had her in the Secret Santa and got her this Nepalese felt igloo, and she hopped in that, and her little face peeping out of it. We were like, "Oh my God, that's so cute!" But yeah, I had a massive day, a couple of days, because I did a huge amount of food, which all worked out really well, um, including doing my first ever turkey. But I really wanted to collapse in a heap and have a cry for mem, and I couldn't. Not that my family would have had a problem with it, but I didn't want that to be, I didn't want to be the downer of the group, the Debbie Downer. Painting in bed under the duvet, what could go wrong? Wow, that's interesting. Painting in bed. What are you painting? Everything turned out incredibly well, Scout. It was amazing. I did so much stuff though, so much prepping. I was doing a lot of prepping on Christmas Eve, and then of course we found out about Mem dying, and I had drinks to go to at my neighbour's, and I really just popped over there for an hour and came back, and I thought I was going to do some more prepping, and I didn't. Just wasn't in the mood, and then I had a fair bit to do yesterday morning. I was sort of on the go from about 5:30, and my sissy was going to come down at about 10:30, but then her kids surprised her with a Christmas breakfast. So I was missing a sous chef until 12, and then everyone else arrived about 1. So it was pretty full on. But it was wonderful, and everything turned out really well, and we didn't forget to do anything, and it was all really good. Thanks, Scout. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it was. It still is. I mean, that's sort of. I feel a bit lighter today that I can actually now start thinking about that. And this day 3 years ago, my beautiful friend Ali died. She died on Boxing Day, and so I've got Ali in my thoughts today as well. And she used to love beach walks and staying down here, and we had so much fun. She was a similar woman to Mem, like super intelligent and incredibly funny. So yeah, I've got Ali in my thoughts today too. It's cold, and you're so full. Yes, this is my try to walk off a little bit of yesterday's food so I can make room for more today, the leftovers. It's a weird Boxing Day though, because in Australia, Boxing Day is always the start of the Sydney to Hobart yacht race, and it got cancelled because of COVID for the first time ever. But a big part of Boxing Day for my family is putting on the start of the Sydney to Hobart yacht race. So it's sort of weird to not have that to watch. Boxing Day is a day that the Commonwealth countries celebrate boxers. Because, imagine a life without boxers. Actually, I saw another meme this morning of a cat sitting in a box, and it's like, I don't know what your humans are on about. Every day's Boxing Day to me. So Boxing Day, what it represents is a lot of people for some reason think it's about all the sales, because we have Boxing Day sales in Australia. All the shops will be selling things at, massive discounts. I've got friends who do their Christmas shopping for next year today. They go to all the Boxing Day sales. Check out this little low-hanging branch that I've walked into. Boxing Day is for boxing, kids is for being noisy and screaming. Exactly. Yep, that's another definition of it, and another bloody good one. I mean, celebrating, why wouldn't you celebrate boxers generally? And yeah, you box your kids around the ears if they were little shits yesterday. But traditionally, what it meant was that the wealthy families, the aristocrats, and, well, anyone that had a bit of money, they would box up Christmas leftovers and put little presents in boxes, and they would deliver them to their servants, pretty much. That's where it really came from. Yeah, but I've got friends. I mean, I'm always broke on Boxing Day. I've never got like money put aside to go and spend a couple of grand or whatever. It's like people go nuts. They buy, fridges and ovens and big ticket items because they're all reduced so significantly. But I'm never organised. Like if I've saved up money for Christmas, I spend it on Christmas. I don't go, oh, put a little bit aside for Boxing Day sales. And I'm trying to minimalise anyway. So a Boxing Day sale is kind of like the worst thing you can do if you're trying to be a minimalist. Oh, it is beautiful here today. It's going to get up to 23 degrees Celsius. So I might even pop down later and have a swim. Although, I mean, we haven't had a lot of hot days in a row, so the water's pretty cold again. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. But I said it was one of those mornings. I put on a t-shirt that was perfect for the beach walk, and then I was brushing my teeth and got toothpaste all over my top. The toothpaste I've got at the moment is runnier than usual. It's now like the third or fourth thing I've had on, like piece of clothing I've had on for the day. And then I've brushed my teeth and ended up with toothpaste. Well, there's a bit of a meeting happening down here. Well, there's shitloads of surfers out. Lots of surfers out and no waves. It's really lovely though. It's nice to have the sun on my skin. I won't head up the bluff way. We'll go the other way. Boxing of food for commoners. Yeah. Good old Queen Victoria, my namesake. I wasn't really named after Queen Victoria, but being a Victoria, she was a cool queen. Oh, it's so nice to have the sun on me. I'll try and go around past these people without them all being in the camera. So weird to come down to the beach and there's like this clump of about 12 people. None of them are sitting on the sand. None of them are in the water. They're all just standing around talking. I mean, yeah, it's great that people are standing around talking, but it's kind of weird on a beach. They look like they should be in a bar. Now I'm regretting not wearing my hat. I was like, do I wear my hat? I might be able to read the screen better. Nah, she'll be right. Just going to chuck my thongs up here. Uh-oh. Someone's left rubbish on the beach. It's very rare to see rubbish on the beach. How disappointing. Probably not from here. I didn't bring my little bag and gloves. I always pick up, we've got a rule of 3 on the beach if you see 3 pieces of rubbish, but I've got like a bag and gloves. I don't like picking up rubbish at the best of times. But anyway, my thongs are there. I'll probably grab them on the way back and take them up to my house to put in my bin because there's no bins between here and my place. But yeah, look at it. It's a gorgeous day. Sun's really warm already. Oh, I can't wear white without spilling it either. I swear to God, if I wear a white thing, it's dirty within a few minutes. Or if I manage to get out the door without dirtying it, let me see what the water's like. Yeah, it's cold. I don't think 23. Oh, yeah, it's cold. 23 degrees. I don't think I'll be going for a swim today. And there's a bit of a breeze as well. So yeah, I had this perfect for this weather because the sun's pretty bitey. Didn't want to wear long sleeves, but it wasn't quite tank top weather either. So onto the t-shirt, the toothpaste went, and I tried to just you can't scrub toothpaste off. If there's toothpaste on your clothes, they've got to go straight in the. I mean, you can scrape off what you can, but they've got to go in the wash. Toothpaste is brilliant at just marking things. So then I put a tank top on and I walked out the front door and I was like, no, that's actually not a good thing. I'm going to be a little bit cold. So now I've got like a 3/4 length sleeve t-shirt on, which isn't heavy, but it's almost too much. Like the t-shirt was perfect. First world problems, hey? You get paint. Well, you get paint everywhere because you're bloody sitting in bed painting. But yeah, if I manage to get out of the door in a white thing, I'll be the person sitting in the furthest corner in a restaurant and a waiter will trip and send a bottle of red wine flying or a glass of red wine and it will somehow shoot across the room above everybody's heads and end up covering me. I just get, yeah. And I love white. I was chatting on the beach the other day about that. I would love to have really dark brown skin. I'd like to have African heritage because white looks amazing on dark skin. But I put white clothing, almost not all my summer clothes, but a lot of my summer clothes are white. And you put them on at the start of summer and it's like, look at me. I'm a marshmallow with legs. Not a good look. Like I'd love to be able to go into summer and just go, I'm wearing this awesome white halter neck dress now. But yeah, first world problems. So little walk for the Butterball, getting a bit of yesterday's banquet off, but also a bit of a walk for Mem and for my beautiful friend Ali. Sounds awful, but I'm actually glad she hung on till Boxing Day. I think if she died on Christmas Day, I'm very close friends with one of her daughters, Laura, who's been on my channel quite a lot. And then Laura's got an identical twin sister, Jane, and we're close as well. I think it would have been incredibly hard for them. It was bad enough they lost their mum young, like I did. But yeah, I'm so grateful Ali managed to hang on till Boxing Day. Not that it's any easier, but she made such a fuss over her girls and Christmases were amazing because of her. And yeah, it would have been terribly, terribly sad because everyone, you know, thinks about the people they've lost on Christmas Day, like family members that have died, not on Christmas Day, but family and friends who are no longer with them. But when you throw a person into the mix who actually died on Christmas Day, it's another thing altogether. My grandmother's brother died on Christmas Day, and Christmas for my mum wasn't awful, but it wasn't the sort of celebration most families would have had. Freaking tank top, long johns and fleece. Oh my god, cold in New York. How much have you got snow, like fresh snow, or is it slushy snow now? Yeah, I envy people that are able to wear white to shoots attention because there's nothing more beautiful than just crisp white cottons or linens. Oh, It's a fabulous, fabulous colour, and it looks. I don't know what colour is it, but it looks so good on darker skin. And yeah, I'd love to be able to wear it and not get covered in crap when I'm wearing it. That's the other thing. It's not just my pasty white Tasmanian tan. It's also the fact that I'm clumsy and I get shit all over me, or other people manage to get shit all over me. Hey, Francesca. Cold in the UK as well. Rug up and stay warm, groovers. Yeah, beach walk, Francesca. It is hard thinking about people that are no longer here. But I mean, it's sort of nice though to have that little pause and reflect when the family's all together, because we all miss our mum and dad in my family a lot. Um, throughout the year and so on. But when we're all together and we actually talk about them, and there were a lot of things that happened yesterday that were very much like my dad. Like my dad was very present yesterday. Not so much mum. I mean, mum was a little bit, but there were lots of references of conversations we were having and comments people made and things that people did that was very much my dad, down to my brother carving up the turkey and the beef, and even the secret Santa he gave me was a bit of a play on what Dad would have done. So, yeah, it was nice. It was nice, but there's definitely, empty seats at the table, and you'd give anything to have that person back there sitting on them. And I feel very much for Men's family, because you just you can't lose a family member in the week leading up to Christmas and then go, yay, let's have an amazing Christmas, even though that's what Mem would have wanted them to do. I'm contacting her sister today. I didn't want to contact her yesterday or on Christmas Eve. But yeah, terribly hard. And so many people on YouTube who've lost partners and parents and siblings and friends this year. I mean, there's so many people around the world, not just on YouTube, having Christmas for the first time without somebody special with them. It's it's awful. And it's always been the way. I think COVID's just made everyone so much more aware of it. I'm going to do a New Year's Eve live. It might even be New Year's Day already when I do it. But I want to sort of talk about positive stuff we've actually learned this year and good things that have happened this year. I'm going to do the anti-fuck off 2020 live, because I think there's been a lot of growth, not just individually, but as a global community and also the planet. So, yeah, we'll do some sort of New Year's Eve thing. And the 4th of January, my main channel's back. So I'm starting to plan and plot and work what I want to do, but it will have a new name and a new look. I've got to keep turning this way so I can read chat. 19 degrees Fahrenheit here in Virginia. Wind is blowing, freezing. Hate wearing clothes. I just turn the heat off, so you're just cruising around naked with the heat on full bore. That kind of reminds me when I had my little MX-5 convertible in America. You guys call them Miatas. In the middle of winter, I used to have the roof down and the heating on full bore. I love that hot and cold. It's like I love eating. Not that I eat much anymore, but I used to love eating ice cream and having like a hot cup of tea or a hot coffee with it. No snow for Trixie. Yeah, feeling good by Michael Bublé. Exactly. Hey, any year you get to the end of, you should just celebrate you made it to the end of that year, right? And I'm gutted Mem's gone, but it kind of doesn't surprise me she left in 2020 as well, because, I mean, it's just been such a momentous year that's going to be stamped in the history books. So, 2019 would have been just two, didn't it? Here's Barry. Happy Boxing Day, Barry. I've been putting Merry Boxing Day on my Facebook under comments from yesterday. Oh, thanks, Scout. Yeah, what time is it for all of you groovers now? Because it'll probably be New Year's Day. It will be New Year's Day morning sometime, but I want to try and do it so it's kind of like not when it's approaching the new year, but earlier in the night for you groovers. So you can then do whatever you want to do at the stroke of midnight. Although I could be live for you at the stroke of midnight. If a lot of you are housebound in lockdown and stuff like that and you want to do a countdown together, we could do that. It is a bit of beach therapy. 5:46, 22:46. See, Ruth's the one that'll be the people in the UK. It's much later on. For you guys, yeah, it's sort of very early evening. Francesca, we're in the same zone, Gruber. That's Shazza down there. I don't know where Shazza is. I think Shazza's still asleep. I reckon she and Gaza had a bit of Christmas night action. You know what I mean? There's no way many human beings have action, Christmas night action, when you're just full of food. The food yesterday was amazing in that everyone ate a lot because it was yummy, but none of us felt overstuffed. I don't know how that happened, but mindful eating, maybe we all just laid off the potatoes and bread. Like I had beautiful pull-apart bread, but I didn't have any of it. You'll have your vodka. I'll set up some lives in the next day or so, and Mel and I want to do a celebration of Mem's life being There's Life. I'll touch base with her today to see. We had a little chat yesterday, but I'll touch base with her today to see if we want to do it today or tomorrow. But we want to do it when America is awake because, being there was very prolific in a lot of American channels, and we're going to do a panel and have people come up and share some of their funny memories, play some fun songs. Because she always looked on the bright side of life, as Monty Python would say, even when she was in so much pain and, dealing with paralysis and all sorts of horrible things that were happening to her body. So, yeah, we're going to do something for Mem. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be on Mel's channel and it'll be in the next few days. And I'll even get up in the middle of the night because Mel is 3 hours behind me. So she's often like live at midnight at 1 o'clock my time, but it's only sort of like 9 or 10 p.m. for her. Merry Christmas and a happy Boxing Day to everybody. I'll have to think about the New Year's Eve. See, I could do it in a couple of hours from now for me. So, like, if I did it at midday here, but it would already be the New Year for Ruth, and it'll be like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I might do a couple. I'm enjoying going live again and reconnecting with everyone. It's the right time. It was really good to have a breather from YouTube, but it's a nice time to reconnect with people, especially because so many people are on their own at Christmas and New Year's and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I kind of wouldn't mind having a really quiet New Year's Eve this year. I don't feel like partying and I don't feel like being in town I want to wake up in my own bed. So I might be a bit of a New Year's Eve Grinch. I've been invited to a party that's in town, but last year my friends visited from Hawaii and we just went down to the pub. They stayed at my place and we just went down to the pub and a few of my friends joined us. And we had an amazing meal and there was a really great band playing. We had a bit of a dance and brought in the new year together, and then it was, wake up the next day feeling good. I mean, I don't drink the way I used to, but I don't really feel like having a party, so I've got to kind of work out what I want to do. Whether I just have a really quiet one. She did, Francesca, you didn't know. I'm so sorry to be telling you that. She died on Monday, which was awful. Mel and I went live on Christmas Eve. We found out on Christmas Eve. Mel spoke to her sister to confirm it because you've got to be careful in the YouTube world. There weren't many people that knew, but being there, Mem asked Mel and I to let everybody know when it happened. So we'd only just heard the news, so it was a fairly awkward time for us both. Which is fine. I mean, that's just part of when you learn of somebody's death. And then I stayed off YouTube yesterday because I knew that the story would get out pretty quickly, and I was busy and I wanted to spend it with my family anyway, but I didn't want to hear all these YouTubers who had actually given her a hard time or shit over the last, I think she was in YouTube for around 4 years. It was definitely 3 years, maybe 4. I only had the pleasure of knowing her from August 2018, but I am grateful for every single day I had her in my life. Exactly. The end to the pain was the saving grace in all of it, because it was absolutely horrible what she was living with on the daily, and the fact that she kept her sense of humour throughout that was incredible. But also she got out of her way to lift everybody else up despite what she was dealing with. And she was also very open and very frank about death and dying, and it sounds awful, but that was one of our initial connectors because I've lost so many people in my life. And I know that she appreciated having a friend who she could be really blunt and brutal even about death without the other person, me, getting upset. And it was refreshing for me too, and to have a friendship with someone with such an incredibly positive outlook, and she just cared about everybody else despite what she was going through. She cared so much. She cared to a fault, really. But yeah, the fact that she's out of pain is the one and only saving grace that she's gone. I'm in that part of grieving for her where I'm being selfish and I just want her back without the pain. People were incredibly cruel to her, and I stopped watching her channel for a very long time because of some things that the creator said about her. It's like, no, you've said some pretty shitty stuff, but you've really crossed the line now. And I haven't scoured YouTube apart from putting some responses to some comments under Mel's live that we did the other night. But I can almost guarantee that creator will be one who has done some sort of live or video about Mem. And look, Mem touched everyone. If people want to grieve and so on, they can do that. I'm not going to stop it. But is her death going to make them realise they were assholes? Is her death going to make them think twice next time there's somebody terminally ill in that chat. I don't think it will. She was a champion woman, Francesca. She was amazing. She was so smart. She was so funny. She was generous to a fault. She was an incredibly good friend and also an incredibly frustrating friend, but in a good way. Like, I use the word frustrating, and I don't want people to think that it was annoying frustrating, but frustrating in that I would call her and call her and call her, and she wouldn't message me back. And sometimes it was really hard for her to talk. So you kind of go, okay, she's not talking. And then I'd text her and go, just put a love heart back to me so I know you're okay. And still no response. And then Mel would message me and say, oh, I've just found Madonna. She's in such and such a chat. It's like, you're well enough to be in someone's chat, you bitch. In fact, one of my last interactions with her, I should have brought my water bottle down with me. Walking into the wind and having the wind drying at the back of your throat. Does anyone know that sensation? Pardon me. Yeah, one of my last, if not the last, I'm pretty sure she popped in on a beach walk a few weeks ago, and she said, oh, I've arrived just at the end, I'll have to watch the replay. I'm pretty sure that was the last interaction I had with her, but possibly the last if it wasn't the beach walk. I put the Galera on. I was listening to the Galera one night when I was doing dishes, only because he's one of the few people that's on, and I was kind of like heckling YouTube creators. And sometimes if he's, it sounds awful, but sometimes if he's had a few too many drinks, I actually find him quite funny. But anyway, there's bloody Mem in there. And so I'm like, hey, I just popped into this live to tell you to ring me back, you bitch. And then some of the moderators were like, don't call being there a bitch. And being there's like, no, we're Australian. That's a compliment. Like, I nearly got timed out for it. Blocked, probably. And I'm actually glad that was my last sort of memorable. And mind you, she didn't call me back after I did that. She still didn't call me back. I wish I'd spoken to her in the last few weeks. I reckon it's been more than a month since we actually talked on the phone. But we bantered in a few chats and stuff like that. But actually on the phone, I've got to go through and see if I've got any voicemail and I don't even know if they've moved over to YouTube. They may not have, but back on the Google Play days, my phone uploaded everything. And I'd be driving along listening to a song, and then an answering machine message would come on, and it used to crack me up. And I'm kind of hoping there's still one somewhere floating around with her laugh. I know that her channel's still there, but I'd love to. I know there might be some voice tracks in the Mel and Mem and I had a chat bubble called the Boggers, because it was when that poo emoji became an option in Messenger, and Mem changed the emoji to the poo, so I named the group the Boggers, which is an Aussie word for doing a shit, and the bog is also an Aussie word for the toilet. Classy, right? You're right, Scout. It is how we feel because we love them, but it is selfish. Because you go, I want them back, and then you're like, if she came back the way she was before she passed away, she'd be in a lot of pain, so it is selfish for me to want her back. If I could have her back without the pain, bring it on. I agree, Francesca. Anyone genuine or clever gets attacked on YouTube, or anyone funny. I don't think the naysayers are going to change either, Scout. I agree, Francesca. I don't think they're going to learn from her pain or passing no empathy, lol. Is that a subtle hint about who you're talking about? Thank you, Scout. Yeah, hit that like button. But hit it for Biscuit, if not for me. Yeah, there's a few channels that I've watched in the last couple of years that I have actually unsubscribed to because while I like train wrecks and I liked a bit of the controversy, I'm not going to say drama, but some of the controversy a while ago, back in the day when it was quality controversy. But I haven't seen a lot of self growth or self improvement from some of those creators. It's not that I don't like aspects of them, but when they're cruel, their cruelty is way worse than when they're good. Um, and I think this year, with all of the bitching about those Christmas lists on Amazon, I just wanted to go into chat screaming, going, this is the season to be jolly. Like, what are you doing? Like, show some kindness and humanity and stop fighting. Like, if you don't put all these lists up and make out you're some sort of fucking martyr or saint, and then bitch on a live for 3 hours about other channels that have lists, and you know what I mean? So that was the first thing that went shitty. Then the makeup monster thing and the way a lot of people handled that, and she was so cool about it, but so many others were really mean about it. And then there was Nikki's partner dying and more fighting started, and I'm just over it. Thank you, Scout. Biscuit is precious. Um, but yeah, it's I've got this gorgeous girl out there. She's tan, she's blonde, and she's wearing a yellow bikini and looks amazing. I'm like, yeah, that won't be me. They've got a camera on a tripod, like a little one. I reckon she's getting some shots for her Instagram or something. To be 17 or 18 or whatever again and have the perfect bikini body. I still wear bikinis, so they're much more comfortable to me than one pieces. I don't want to get her in my shop because I think she's quite young. I mean, she's over 18, but yeah, she's Insta modeling. She's also cold, she just said. So. Yeah, so I've just made the decision. There are some channels that, God, one of them I was even a member in for a little while, but I'm just like, no, I'm done with them because when I get my channel back, I actually want to start doing some really good stuff on it and give you guys a place to come and hang out and talk about, serious topics, but with a bit of fun as well. Just some cooking, hang out. I'm going back to using the name of my foodie website because I think that it sums up. I can use it across the board because it kind of is a bit of a play on comedy. It can be referenced to cooking. So yeah, that my main channel is going to just sort of be a hub of happiness. This channel, I'm going to keep doing my podcast and scam baiting and any other crime sort of stuff. Maybe Biscuit needs a new channel. I don't have enough time. I'm really hoping I'll have an amazing community legal job in the near future as well. And I really want to get stuck into that and start making a difference. And I'm going to keep volunteering as well. IG is out and TikTok. Oh, that's right. Isn't TikTok banned in the States, or it's going to be banned because it's Chinese owned and security concerns and all that sort of stuff? I haven't checked out TikTok. I can't keep up with the shit that I've got. Biscuit's got a neglected Instagram page. Facebook annoys me. I love Messenger and I love the communities I've got on Facebook. And every now and then, like, I'll put up some Christmas photos, and then I'm like, I don't know, it almost feels like work, Facebook. And I'm just another person out there, I'm not that interesting. I can't close my Facebook because if I do, my 15,000 strong community will vanish. But I have taken Facebook off my phone, so I only engage on Facebook on my computer. I log out of a lot of social media apps on my phone. I've got many left. I've got Instagram and YouTube, and I've taken Twitter off my phone as well. I used to love Twitter, but there's just too many. I just want to put some energy and happiness into my YouTube world, and yeah, and Biscuit's Instagram. I want her to get a job so I can retire. God, she was spoiled though, and it was so cute. My niece Jemima bought her a present. She didn't have to because we had like a secret Santa. Mind you, Biscuit bought a lot of presents for people too, which she wasn't meant to do. But Jemima had this present, and Biscuit was sort of in the hallway, and Mem was out near the kitchen. She's like, "It's another Mem, by the way." I've got two Mems. I had three Mems in my life. My niece Jemima is called Mem. My cousin Meredith is called Mem. She's known as Big Mem, not that she's big, but she's older. And then there was Being There Mem, who a lot of people knew as Being There or Madonna, but her name is Madonna Elizabeth Mary, so her initials spelt Mem. There are a lot of rules. It is a lot of work. I feel for them too, but I also think that my nieces and nephews are not sitting on their phones 24/7. My niece Lily was the only one I saw yesterday with her phone out, but she's about to move to Singapore for 3 years with her parents, and she's in love. So she had her phone so she could message Jake, her boyfriend, and no one had a problem with that because she's got a lot. I mean, she's 14, but she thinks he's the love of her life and the man she's going to marry. Man, he's a kid, but who she's going to marry and all the rest of it. And so she's really struggling, like, with the move to Singapore. But she hasn't changed her mind either. Like, she's still going, but she's got all this sort of heartbreak to deal with. But she was the only one out of 6 youngsters at my house yesterday that was on their phone. It's pretty cool. Whereas I've got other friends who post photos of their family sitting around the dining room table and every single kid is on their phone. I'll be like, yeah, no phone. God, my back is so sore. I need to get some decent shoes to wear in the kitchen. I was on my feet too much yesterday. I'm going to sit down for a sec and then head back up because I think my sister just texted me. She's coming down to get her car today, and I'd like to see her. I want to retire too, Francesca. Oh, TikTok's safe for a while. See, now I'm sitting, I'm not moving, and there's not much of a breeze, and I'm getting hot in my long sleeve t-shirt. Yeah, exactly. Pepsi and Marley, get off your asses, do some work. And yeah, your chooks definitely, especially Doodle Cock. Oh, I'm going to be in pain for a couple of days. I might have to have, I know it's going to rain a lot tomorrow. I might have to have like an Epsom salt bath. Just standing on my feet all day for a couple of days. And I know that anyone that works in retail or hairdressing will be like, oh, toughen up, buttercup. But when you don't stand on wooden floorboards for 18 hours, 2 days in a row, plus all the running around and shopping as well, I'm feeling old and broken. He is so handsome. I've got to check out your channel and check him out. I bet he knows it too, right? Handsome doodle cock. Oh, it's a gorgeous day. I might even I might just have a really relaxing Boxing Day and read a book. I've got plenty of beautiful food to eat, shitloads. I gave away a lot of, didn't give away, but I sent everyone home with lots of containers full of turkey and beef and the profiterole trifle that I made, and even down to like extra bread that I had and milk and all of that. Like everyone got sent home basically with a bag of shopping. Struts his feathers in front of his ladies. Oh, I bet he does. I bet he does. Doodle, bless Doodle Cock. Yeah, Epsom salt bars are so good. I think that's what I need to have because I'm feeling. I was wearing. Don't give me a hard time, but Crocs thongs. These these thongs, flip flops. They're like orthopedic sort of. They've got bits and they've got stuff that supports your toes, and you don't slide around in them. And they're incredibly comfy. And yes, they are Crocs, but they're ridiculously comfortable. And I was wearing them. I've actually got a daggy pair of thongs that are orthotic that I got in. They're not orthotic, but they're super comfy that I got in Hawaii. And I should have actually worn them yesterday for most of the time I was cooking because they're the Crocs are super comfortable and really snug. The other ones are getting a bit loose, but they're still incredibly comfy. But yeah, I feel like I've been standing all day a bit wrong and my back's a little bit out of whack or something. I don't know. But it was worth it. But I hit the wall yesterday about an hour before everyone was due to arrive. I was like, I can't do any more. And then luckily my sister arrived and I was like, you can clean the toilet. Oh, yeah, Bridges. I've seen the movie. Yeah, Bridges over Madison County. It's a beautiful film from memory. That's the worst about not going. Oh, a large lump of Stilton cheese. Oh, bummer. Crocs, think of your street cred. Hey, it's the beach cred, man. I only wear them down here around the house. They are the most comfortable thongs. I used to be a Havaianas girl, and then something I didn't realize when you get older, nobody tells you that the bottom of your feet become almost like vinyl. A sort of crinkly foot that had its own grip in your youth becomes smooth and slippery like vinyl. It's why so many people fall over in the shower. Anyway, I can't wear heavy garters anymore. I just slide all over the place in them. Hey, Gone Girl. Good to see you, gorgeous. Merry Christmas. Happy Boxing Day. Um, I'm about to wrap up. Just a little bit of a walk to get rid of some of yesterday's piggery, which that walk isn't going to fix it. I think I'm scheduled into the gym super early tomorrow morning, so that's when I'll get serious again. Um, prayers to prayers. I don't say prayers, but I'm sending out positive thoughts and strength to being there's family and friends, and also to my beautiful friend Laura and her sister Jane, who's also a friend of mine. It's the 3rd-year anniversary since their beautiful mum Ali, who was a friend of mine, died. Oh, what a year. But yeah, I'm still going to have a positive New Year's Eve where we can all talk about what we've learnt or something amazing that happened. We're going to reflect on the good stuff because plenty of good stuff happened. In fact, talking about how Mem being there stayed so positive in the face of adversity, a lot of human beings have stayed positive despite all the adversity this year. And I think, you know, a lot of people have discovered inner strength they didn't know they had because of this year. So we'll do a live and reflect on that, and also keep an eye out on Mel Mel's channel if you're not sub to her. I think all of you grievers would be, but if you're not, Mel and I are going to do a celebration for being there for her life in the next couple of days. It might be this afternoon. It might be, oh, well, Melma's going to make sure that when she does it, it's when a lot of her American YouTube buddies are able to jump up and say their little eulogies or their little, thank you for being my friend sort of messages. So, oh, my, my sister's hilarious. So she probably isn't collecting her car today. Um, a few years ago, a long time ago, my dad was a politician, but he also was a Queen's Counsel lawyer, and he had a junior counsel, Pete Lyons, and Dad, Pete Lyons, me and my sister on Boxing Day one year had lunch at home at Mum and Dad's house, and all of us got really drunk. The four of us got very drunk. I don't know where my brother was. In fact, my brother probably wasn't even old enough to drink at that point, even though he's only 18 months younger than me. Anywho, the four of us got drunk and we thought we were fucking hilarious and we're having the time of our lives. And our mum walked in and she's like, what have the four of you been up to? Getting pissed on the Boxing Day. She always used to put V in front of, but she would be saying to me, what are you doing on the YouTube? So it's become a family expression now every Boxing Day that somebody invariably will send a message saying, what are you up to today? You're going to get pissed on the Boxing Day. And even now, like if someone in the family, we're at an event, not Boxing Day, but any event, and they get drunk, then it'll become, oh, they got pissed on the birthday of so-and-so, or they got pissed at the Easter, or my sun's fully in my face. I can't see a bloody thing. Is it better this way? Not much. This is what happens when you're not wearing a sun hat. I can't see a friggin' thing. So yeah, my sister just messaged me and she told me she's going to get pissed on the Boxing Day. I'm just going to see if I can find a spot in the track where there's a bit of shade under a tree to read everyone's messages. Oh, the other thing that went down really yesterday at my place, not just the food. The food was, I was so proud of myself because I never cooked. I don't know why. Oh, I'm having 11, 12 people over tomorrow. Let's feed them a heap of shit I've never made before. I do that all the time. But I was really proud of my turkey, and the beef was unbelievable. I did a really simple Jamie Oliver recipe and actually cooked it in a roasting dish out on the barbecue. Oh my God, it was so good. So good. It was an incredibly beautiful piece of beef. Let me get up here. There's a little archway up here. But yeah, I feel like reading a book out on the deck, making platters with all the leftovers. Oh, back to the Stilton cheese. My neighbour Jude gave me a cheese oven for Christmas, or a cheese baker. So it's one of those beautiful ceramic dishes that you bake cheese in the oven. Bit excited about that one. I've got some yummy triple cream brie happening up the house. Wrap it in some pancetta with some sage leaves under it. Stick it in that little baker. Some nice crisp breads that you dunk into it. Still can't read a thing. Let me just check my settings. Make it brighter. That's better. Okay. Hey, Beth M. Merry Christmas to you, gorgeous. Come and have a look at this little This is what I love about nature. This little archway that you get to walk through down to the beach. It's like a posh English garden, but it's native Australian trees. Just being cute. I hope you're well, Beth M. Oh, so Ruth is Stilton. See, I don't eat Stilton. So if there was Stilton at my place, you'd be able to eat the whole lot all to yourself, Ruth. I like the sound of that, though. Brie wrapped in phyllo. Is that all you do? Like you literally just wrap it in the phyllo and then bake it in the oven? Or do you put some other stuff? And then what do? Do you use the like phyllo shards to sort of scoop up the cheese? Because I normally do a baked cheese that has prosciutto wrapped around it in like one of those little Le Creuset, the little baby ones. But this is a specific, like, and you can't fit camemberts and stuff like that into it. So, this one's bigger, like it'll fit a camembert in it. But I want to hear this Brie and how did I highlight a comment? I didn't touch anything, or maybe I did. I highlighted a comment. I can't find. Brie with grapes and bacon in fresh baked bread. So, what, you shove it all in the bread? Brie with grapes and bacon in fresh baked bread. With all this food watching on your channel, you're going to have to make an exercise channel. Your ass is going to get so big from the cooking and sampling. Looks fancy, ends up like a cheese pie. It sounds amazing. Oh, Francesca, if you could get the recipe, that would be awesome. That's one of the... Do you know what I want more than anything is for my channel to get to 1,000 subscribers so I get a community page. Because I'm pretty sure... Can you guys post on my community page? Is that how it works? Or am I the only one that can post, but you can post under it? Don't know. Oh, Beth, no. Ouch. The needle. You might have to get a tetanus shot. Like, how old's the needle and where was it? Was it in a sterile environment? Ouch. Ooh. That would not have been pleasant. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Tetanus shots always hurt more than whatever it is that happened to you that you have to get a tetanus shot, I find. You've got to lose 2 kilos, Francesca. I've got to lose 12. Sucks. But I'm going to be going back onto, I don't know if I'll do full keto or do low carb. I kind of am low carb now anyway. I put 2 potatoes, red smashed potatoes, and I put 2 of them on my plate yesterday, and they were really small, and I only ate 1 of them. You can post. Can't believe I've just talked to you walking up through the sand dunes. Oh, it's so steep. Let's stop and look at the view. You can post under it in comments and to highlight names. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, because there's things I'd like to use, like I'd like to put my recipes on the, with the exercise thing. I've thought a bit about how I could actually do that, but I mean, like when I come down to the beach early in the morning, that's when I do like a proper walk, get my heart rate going and get a bit sweaty. And I kind of do like interval. So I might walk and then I power walk and then I jog, which is so embarrassing. And then I do what's apparently called a sprint. Um, it's my version of a sprint, but I don't know how to do it without it being unpleasant to watch. I don't know if you want to see. I turned 54 in a couple of weeks. I don't really know if you guys want to watch a 54-year-old with a beer gut. I don't drink beer, but I don't think you want to see me working out at the gym or doing a yoga class. I really don't. And I don't know if I'd be able to film it anyway. I could certainly do um, exercise tips, like do some exercise for fun. But yeah, and I can use the yoga studio on my own. You can book it for yourself as part of your membership. Um, but I've never done that yet. But I could probably have some fun in there with a fit ball and the mirror. In Messenger, that'd be great, Francesca. Thank you. So it was on the floor. Just watch it, I suppose, and maybe just change the bandage and do some like a warm salt water foot bath kind of thing. Salt water is so good at fixing things. And then maybe if it's really sort of minging tomorrow, you might need to get tetanus. See how you go with what you're doing so far, Beth. I'm not a doctor though. Looking forward to that recipe. It is beautiful, Scout, and I love just going for a walk. And I love that you guys appreciate it, even though you see the same place a lot. But I always love the skies in Tassie, and they feel like they go forever sometimes. What channel? I don't know if it was a channel or something I just saw online um, of photographs of somebody driving somewhere in the States. Oh, God, it was gorgeous. It'll be in terms of that never-ending sky going on. It was beautiful. Ruth used to get tetanus shot every 3 years, 5-year intervals. Now you've had enough. 10 years. See, Francesca, nice to see you too, beautiful. Send that recipe. Yum. I've got some of my favourite brie. It's like, it's got like seams of ash through it. Oh, ash brie, it's so good. Soaked it with warm water, cool the older I get. Yeah, we do. And we sort of have to. We sort of have to. There's things that happen to you when you're younger that just fix themselves pretty quickly. But as you get older, things niggle. And as my neighbour calling, yeah, things niggle. And when we're older, we really should pay attention to niggles. Enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day too, Francesca. But yes, because our blood starts thinning and things start changing. We don't bounce back as much as we used to. But the view is always here. I'm sorry. Still thinking about Mem a lot. I will be for a long time. But we just went for a walk, which was really lovely, and lovely to have you all with me. And although it hasn't been, well, I think she did pop in at the end of her life in the last month or so, but she used to come on walks a lot. And she would often encourage me. She'd be like, go live, go for a walk. I'm very aware that someone's missing today on this walk, even though she hasn't been in my walks for a little while. I think tetanus in Australia is every 10 years. I've had a few. No pressure, Francesca. It'll be lovely when I get, hey, Planet Sunshine. You're right, Ruth. It is better to get it done sooner. But I mean, I don't know. I get tetanus for things like a rusty nail or a spider bite, or a really nasty gash from something. I probably wouldn't get one for a needle or a pin, but it really depends on what happened. Like I ripped the bottom of my foot open on a rusty nail one year. I went and got tetanus straight away. Um, but you listen to your body too. And we really all should listen to our bodies all the time. If we're craving a certain food, if it's kind of pointing out part of you that's a little bit wonky. I just had a flashback of Christmas Eve where I went live and I was like, well, my day can only get better because it just started with a pap smear. Surely nothing will trump that. And then I found out that being there had died. That's kind of funny. I mean, it's not funny that she died, but it's kind of funny that I thought the worst thing that was going to happen to me that day was a pap smear. Like, she would be amused by that. She'd be like, you reckon that was bad? Check this out. Melmo's good, Planet Sunshine. I haven't spoken to her today. I spoke to her for a little while yesterday. It was busy, obviously, with Christmas Day for us. We're organising a celebration of life for being there for Mem in the next day or so, hopefully. And we want people to jump up and share their funny stories because everyone's got a funny story about Mem, and have a few laughs. And I mean, I tried to go, I sort of went into, um, rock mode. Not rock and roll, but I kind of was the rock on Christmas Eve, and tried to share some funny stories. But I've thought of an absolute ripper that I'm going to say for our celebration of her life. She was so young. She only turned 50 in March. But you know what? When Mel and I met her, Mem kept saying, I'm not going to get to my 50th birthday. And I was like, you so are. And Mel and I were like cheerleaders, to get her to her 50th. So when she turned 50 this year in March, on the 18th of March, it was a huge celebration. She had defied everything that she'd been told by the doctors, and against all odds, she made it to her 50th. And because she was still rallying and doing quite well earlier this year, um, you know, her reaching her 51st wasn't out of the question. But to be honest, I feel from when she turned 50 onwards, her body was really starting to let her down, and she struggled a lot. But we all had her a lot longer than we were meant to. And that totally, the credit for that goes to her attitude. Oh, and the really good weed. When she had really good weed, she was in her element. Oh, thanks, Planet Sunshine. God, that would have been, you would have must have felt awful for a few seconds and thinking it was Mel. Sorry. It's probably partly me being a bit lazy pronouncing words because I'm walking up a steep hill. She's definitely in peace now, so she's definitely out of pain. Actually, I don't think she will rest in peace. I think she's going to rest in mischief, to be honest. I think she will be haunting us and mucking around with us for the rest of our lives as well. I hope she does. Hello.
Hello.
Happy Boxing Day.
Happy Boxing Day.
Did you have a nice Chrissy?
Did you have a good one?
Yeah, it was wonderful.
How's the family?
Yeah, it was really good. All the food.
Sure.
Yeah, we're just on a walk for my friend that I told you about on Christmas Eve. Yeah, good. Just today's a bit of a. I can finally have a bit of a. That and one of my beautiful friends, Ali, died on Boxing Day 3 years ago. So it's a bit of one of those days. I'm going to go and get a book, make a platter of leftovers, and sit on my deck and read. I think.
A bit of time for you.
Yes.
Just to give thanks.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Exactly. Count our
And
blessings.
have got lovely neighbours.
We have. Did you spot Biscuit in the calendar that she gave you? Oh, you did? I'm sort of bummed. I wanted her to be like a pin-up girl for a month, so people had Biscuit for a month. But then everyone was like, because she gave a lot of calendars out, but yeah, a lot of people were like, no, it's actually cute. She's got her mural story for posterity.
Isn't this the most beautiful place on earth?
It
You go
is.
to the beach, you can go up the hill and go rural,
Yeah,
or you can go to Surreal and go urban.
exactly. No, I'm never leaving here.
Isn't Surreal grown?
Yep.
And it's frightening now.
But all the farms between there and here aren't selling anytime soon, so hopefully that stays in our lifetimes anyway.
Unless the Chinese make them an offer too good.
Oh, the dude in the green ute, is it Brad Young?
Not sure.
Who was with you the other night? Who knows my nephew, Will? Green.
Yeah.
Is it Brad Young? It is Brad Young, right. Because I told Will Jr. that I'd met him and I was like, I can't remember his name. I said, he's played footy with you twice, and then Will worked it out. He said, oh, it's Brad Young.
Oh, do you know what he was going to do? He was going to take a photo from our balcony saying, where are you spending your Christmas Day, and take a photo of your house. Don't do that.
Well, they all went for a beach walk. You could have bumped into them down there. I sent them off so I could clean up from main course and get dessert ready.
It was nice just to stage it all out, wasn't it?
It was beautiful.
How's your Will, your older Will?
Yeah, he's good.
Thinking about Singapore.
Yeah, it's good. We'll have to catch up and have a proper chat. I know the other night was a bit hurried and rushed, but
yeah, we will.
Let's do that. But no, they're very excited, understandably. They leave on my birthday, though.
How are you feeling, though, about it? You know,
no, it's awesome.
Yeah. And will you be able to go and see?
Yeah, we're going to go over and stay in their bloody mansion, and we've seen the High Commissioner's residence is like a royal palace. It's insane. So we're definitely going to go over. Yeah, but it's only 8 hours away.
True.
That's, if he'd taken a post in Ireland or something, I'd be really devastated. But we can see him in 8 hours, so
yeah, you got to think of the positives about
it.
How long's it for?
3 years. It's exciting though.
3 years.
I know.
And you're going holiday.
My brat of a baby brother, who was like the Ferris Bueller of Tasmania. He's done well for himself. See ya. They were my neighbours, Colleen and Chelsea. Here's my house. All right, Grievers, I should stop here. I just want to read the last comments. She did connect with a lot of people, Beth. So, yeah, we will have a really beautiful send-off. Thank you, Trixie. Absolutely, Scout. Every day from her prognosis was definitely a gift, a precious gift. You're right. So keep an eye out on Mel's channel for that. We will be giving people plenty of notice so you can come and join us. We know a lot of people have got funny stories they want to share, so everyone can share in chat, or if they want to jump up on panel, they can. And we'll have lots of laughs because, I'm not going to stop crying for her for a very long time. I miss her dearly. She was, I met her at a time when I was a bit isolated and dealing with a lot of stuff that some of you know about because I chat about it quite openly on the beach. But, yeah, she was the perfect person for me to meet at that time. We were both isolated in a way, and it was lovely to have met her and have her holding my hand, and God, did she hold my hand tightly, that beautiful woman. So yeah, I miss her a lot, but she didn't want people to be sad when her time came. She wanted people to remember her with laughter and smiles. So that's what we'll be doing. There'll be a lot of tears too, I'm sure of it, and sorry ma'am, you don't get a say on that. But keep an eye out on Mel Mel's channel for that. Love you guys so much. Thanks for coming for the stroll with me. I'm going to go in and hang out with Biscuit, and yeah, I think I'm going to have a very gentle day, bit of time out. I might even do a little face mask and just relax and spend some time thinking about Ali and also Mem being there. But I love you, Grievers. Merry Christmas to those of you still celebrating it. Happy Boxing Day for those of you in Commonwealth countries, and for the rest of you, please look forward to counting all of our blessings on New Year's Eve and heading into a new year with some hope. Love you guys. Stay groovy. Chat soon.